Hey y'all, happy Father's Day. I'm about to get all of the fathers on my timeline one of the best gifts you could ever receive for Father's Day. All right, y'all, look, listen up. I understand that a lot of y'all don't know anything about this market. I'm telling you right now, I've made this so simple that it don't make sense that you don't know. All right. The only reason that you don't know is because you're not trying to know. All right. I'm about to show you how to make an extra $1,000 a week for the rest of your life. All right. Yeah, it's not as hard as you think it is. It really isn't. All right. So kind of listen up. I'm going to give you a little bit of a crash course on what it is that we're looking at. All right. And so honestly, one, two, three, four, five, we're only looking at five things here, y'all. All right. So again, listen up, buckle up, grab you something to drink, watch this numerous times. I'm gonna make sure to keep it under 15 minutes so it's not too long. I know people don't have long attention spans for real, but watch it over and over until you understand exactly what it is that I'm saying. Or else you're always going to be bitching about money. You are, all right? So check this out. I'm about to get all y'all some free game. All of y'all. I don't care if you like me or not. I got some free game for you. There are five different parts to this market that you need to know about. Only five. Only five. All right. We're not researching shit. We're not looking at the news. We're not caring about anything outside of that. All right. Outside of this right here and our emotions, right? Keeping those emotions in check so we can do this. I am going to explain how simple this really is. So when I say that elementary school kids can do it, I 100% mean that shit. All right. Again, there are five different parts, and I'm gonna go ahead and just um, type them in here. So if you're watching this over and over, you'll have that to look at. So we got that red line going through right there. So let me go ahead and put red line is a 13-day moving average. All right, it's just a 13-day moving average. It's showing you where the market was, an average of where the market was over the last 13 days. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. All right. So we got that yellow line going through the screen right there, right? Yellow line is the 200-day moving average. All right. All that means is it's taking the average of where price was over the last 200 days and it is plotting a point on this chart. That's it. That's why you see the yellow line. You see a red line here. You see a yellow line here. And those are the moving averages, all right? It is not the market. Now, the green line is the market, all right? Is the market. Green line is the market, all right? And so we're looking at the S&P 500, the SPY, yeah, it is just an index. And so it pretty much tracks like all the biggest companies on the New York Stock Exchange. So like Tesla, Boeing, A&M, all of the companies that you use, Amazon every single day, they are part of the S&P 500. So that's what this is right here. Okay. So again, real quick, red line, 13-day moving average, yellow line, 200-day moving average. All right. Green line is the actual market. All right. Now you can look at the market and, candlesticks or whatnot. The reason that I have this line here is because I think it might make it a little bit easier for you guys to understand if we're just using a line. All right. The candles are better for you. You can go back to the candles. However, don't matter. So this is for people who don't know anything about this market though, right? So we've already gone over three parts. Green line is the actual market. Red line is 13-day moving average. Yellow line is the 200-day moving average. All right. Now, the last two parts that we're looking at here is this gray area. Oh, let me go ahead and put that on here. I'm gonna make that white so we can see it. All right, so that's there. All right, so if you ever get confused, like, hey, which one is which? All right, red is 13. I call the yellow Big Daddy, so you'll hear me calling him Big Daddy because Big Daddy kind of determines what's going on in this market. And so I like the 200. The yellow one here, that's Big Daddy. All right, Big Daddy is boss. Keep that in mind. All right, I should put that there, but I'm not. All right, Big Daddy is boss though, right? All right, so y'all, the last two parts of this market is this is the pre-market right here. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. This gray shaded area here. That is when the market is closed. All right. So this is the stock market. The market is closed from 4 o'clock to 9:30 Eastern time. All right. So the market opens at 9:30, closes at 4. All right. So pre-market here, I'll make that white so we can see it, or blue. So it'll stand out just a little bit. That's the pre-market here. This black shaded area here is the actual market. All right. So I'll go ahead and put that actual market in. So yeah, we've already gone over 4 different components to this market, right? So you already know, actually 5. I'll make that blue too so it stands out a little bit. All right, so we've gone over all 5 parts that you need to know. This gray shaded area, that is when the market is closed. Just because the market is closed, it does not mean that this market is not moving. It is still moving, all right? It does not stop moving whether it's closed or open. Gray shaded area is pre-market, market is closed. Black area here, actual market, market is open, all right? Back to the lines, just because power repetition matters, all right? This green line right here, it is the market. This is the actual market, how it's moving. Red line here, it is a 13-day moving average. Yellow line here, that's Big Daddy. That is a 200-day moving average, all right? So try to remember those terms because honestly, that's all you need here. It really is. Don't chase the hype, right? This is all you need. All right, so here we go. So what you want to do is you want to come to this pre-market every single day, right? Pre-market is before this market opens up. So I am going to just open up just the pre-market, just like that, right? So we'll see all this movement of the market while that market is closed, kind of overnight. So whenever you open up your computer, this is what you're going to see. Okay, this is all you're going to see. Now, what I want you to do, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to the moving averages, all right? Pay attention to the moving averages and see what they're saying because they're always saying something, all right? So we got the 200-day moving average and we got the 13-day moving average right here. I am going to zoom in just a little bit right here. Do you see how they're crossing right here? Right there. You see how they cross right here? All right. So listen up and I'm gonna go ahead and put this here on the screen for you. So if the red crosses the yellow, then it's up. If the yellow crosses the red, and then it's down. All right. Yeah, one thing about the market is, let me move that real quick down here. Um, Better color on that. I don't like that red, like that blue. All right. So if the red line right here crosses on top of the yellow line, like you did right here, then that's going to be a up move that we're looking for. All right. And so right at the beginning of the day, when that market opens up, we're looking for a move to the upside. All right. And the only reason that we're looking for a move to the upside is because this moving average crossed to the upside, the red one. All right. So if red is on top, yellow is on bottom, we're looking for a move to the upside. All right. So keep that in mind. Now, if the yellow is on top and the red is at the bottom, then we're looking for a move to the downside, y'all. Mind you, there are only 2 directions for real. Some three. I'm gonna say three. You got 3 directions in the market: up, down, sideways. All right, sideways is out. We don't want sideways. We're not doing sideways. We want to stay away from sideways as much as possible. All right, that means that thing ain't going up or down. All right, and so we need it to go up or down. So we want to move up or we want to move down. You can make money when the market is going up, and you can also make money when the market is going down. All right. So check this out. You got your moving average cross right here. All we're doing, y'all, every single day is watching the moving average. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Watching the moving average and letting the moving average tell you what to do. That's all. All right. So we got the red moving average crossing over our yellow moving average right here in the pre-market. It has to be in the pre-market. It don't really have to be in a pre-market, but it's better if it's in a pre-market. All right. It's better if this cross right here is happening right before the market is getting ready to open. All right. And I'm going to explain why. The reason that you want to see that is because whenever these two moving averages cross like this, anytime this green line, which is the market, comes back into the yellow line, which is the 200 moving average, is usually a bounce right there. The market usually bounces right there. All right. And so here's the thing. It's not going to always bounce right there. So you want to look for signs of whether it's going to bounce or not. Y'all, best thing about the market is it'll tell you what it's doing first, and then you get to decide whether or not you're going to take the trade, right? So you don't have to guess. You don't have to assume for real. You can wait and let the market tell you, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then you got to have balls enough to be like, hey, let me take you. You know what I'm saying? All right. So check this out. All right. We got the moving averages crossing right here, which is giving us a bullish cross. All that means is that the market is possibly going up if it comes back to this moving average and bounce. All right. So it's going to be an if in here. We get this cross right here. If the market opens up and if it comes back to this yellow moving average, which is Big Daddy, right? They got to come back to Big Daddy, holla at Big Daddy first. If it comes back to Big Daddy and you start seeing signs of reversal back to the upside, then yeah, you're looking for a move up. All right. So basically, what you want to see as far as a sign of movement back to the upside is what's called a double bottom. All right. A double bottom looks like the letter W, right? It looks like the letter W. Notice how when the market came back down here, it fell, it pulled back up, it pulled back down right here, and it came back and it looks like the letter W right here. All right. And so that is what's called a double bottom. So if you can get across right here on those moving averages, and if you can get price to come back to the 200, right? Any time of the day, don't matter. It could be 9:35, it can be 10:35, it can be 1:35. It does not matter. If that price comes back to this moving average here and you get what looks like the letter W, you can buy that market right there. All right. You can buy that market right there in options. All right. We're doing just options, right? So you can buy the S&P 500 options, right? Buy it right here. Sell it when you get the letter M. Okay. Notice how we're getting in on the letter W right here off the 200 moving average off Big Daddy y'all. We're going to get out when you see the letter M. All right. Don't overcomplicate this. It's that freaking simple. You got the letter M. That's just telling you that this is a double top in the market and the market is likely to fall from here. Bam. And it fell. All right. So you want to get out here. You want to get in on the W, out on the M, right? And again, let's go back to that pre-market. Moving average, red, crossover yellow. Y'all, I don't care if you don't know nothing about what a moving average is. Do you know what red looks like? Do you know what yellow looks like? If you do, then you can make money in this market. If this red crosses over this yellow, all you got to do is wait, right? You got to have a little bit of patience here. And you do got to have some discipline to not just jump in this market because you can. All right. Red crossed over yellow. We're looking for a move to the upside. All right. In that move to the upside, we have to let it come back to Big Daddy first. Remember, don't forget that Big Daddy part. Big Daddy gonna want to holler at you first before you take off. All right. So, all right, you got to be patient. We opened up. We came up here. We came down. We're getting towards Big Daddy. Bam. We slammed straight into Big Daddy. Looks like we're getting a double bottom right here. Looks like the letter W. You take the trade. You buy a call. You buy a call in option land. You can buy 2 calls, 3 calls, 4 calls. It doesn't matter. The more you buy, the more you make. All right. Even if you were to buy 2 calls right here, this is probably about a $400 move for real. $400, $500 move, depending on some other factors with the contracts that you're buying. But yeah, you want to buy here and you want to sell here. All right. Buy at the W, off of the yellow, off Big Daddy, right? Off of the cross, right? That gave us a move to the upside. This right here on the cross is letting us know, hey, this is likely to go up if we come down and smash into Big Daddy. That's all that means. All right. Buy here, sell here. All right. Bam. You just made $400, right? All right. Let's look at the next day. Let's look at the next day. All right. This is pre-market right here. We got Big Daddy on top. We got the little baby down here, the little 13 moving average right here. Notice how they crossed right here as soon as that market opened up. Now Big Daddy's at the bottom. That baby is at the top right here. All you need is a double bottom to get in there. And we got a double bottom right here. Looks like the letter W. Y'all, it ain't going to always be pretty, but it's pretty enough. Take that up. You want to buy here. And you want to sell here. It looks like the letter M, right? It looks like the letter M. You see that M, you're going to get the hell up out of here. All right. As long as it's going up and up and up, you're making money, you're making money, you're making money. It come down a little bit. Don't worry. It go back up for that letter M. You go ahead and exit up out of here. All right. So you buy low and you sell high. All right. Let's look at the next day. All right, let's look at this pre-market. Remember that the green is the market. This is the baby on the red moving average. This is Big Daddy down here. All right, so that red and that yellow, red is on top. That's giving us a move to the upside, right? We're looking for a bullish move. We want to see the market come down into the 200 and we want to see it take off. It actually did it right here in the pre-market. So if you're trading a pre-market, like in the futures market or something, then bam, you can do it here too. That is your entry right here. Okay. Because this is the cross. This was the first move back to Big Daddy right here. And we got a double bottom right here. It looks like the letter W, right? Bam, take off straight to the upside. So we could just wait until we come back though. Right here, we came back to the 200 after the market opened. It was a minute because most of the day was all the way up here. But we got our double bottom down here. And so you could have gotten in down here once we ran into that 200. That is your entry down here and your exit up here. Not too much of a big move, but you still could have gotten a couple $100 with this move. Uh, all right. Buy low, offer the 200, sell high when you get the letter M. All right. Letter W, letter M. That's all you need. All right. Stop overcomplicating this market. All right, let's look. Pre-market, red and yellow cross right here, right? Giving us bullish, right? Letting us know that that market is likely to go up. All we got to do is wait for the market to smash into Big Daddy and turn our ass around. That's it. All right, so bam. Now, we didn't get a double bottom right here. We got a V-shaped reversal. That is another fast. It's called a fast reversal in this market. If you look down here, if this shaped like a V and this is just like perfectly V-shaped, then that is what's called a fast reversal. You will accept that and take that as well. So go ahead and buy there. And you want to sell up here. It looks like the letter M. You go and get up out of there. One half of the M, second half of the M. Bam, we're breaking that neckline on that M. Get out of there. Buy low, sell high. One more day, one more day. Let's do one more day. Moving averages cross right here. You can barely see that cross. I'm only on a 5 day, so I can't go back, but it just crossed right here. The baby is on the top. Big Daddy is at the bottom. All you gotta do is wait for that market to open up. This black shaded area right here. You get the letter M off of that. It's moving average right here, which we got right here. You want to buy right here, buy low, sell high. All day long, y'all. That was all last week. You could have won every day just off of a moving average cross. Anybody watching no news around here, you can thank me later. Bye, y'all.